Today I'm reading Long Live Palestine. It's from the Munkatta Library, which was in Brooklyn, New York, and this was, I believe, in 1979. And they're talking about two films, The Key and Children of Palestine. And here's the article. Zionism is racism, a white supremacist movement both here and in the settler colonialist state of Israel, which is a key base of support of the imperialist system. Israel, like the U.S. and South Africa, is a white settler colony based on the theft of the Palestinian people's land and on genocide. And this liberation of Zimbabwe made it very clear white settler colonialism is a dying system. Third world nations can and will win their liberation in this period of history through the process of protracted people's war. The Zionists claim the Palestinian people do not exist and call Palestinian freedom fighters terrorists. But it is, in fact, the Zionists who are the real terrorists. Israel, as a junior partner of U.S. imperialism, is the main arms supplier to the military dictatorship in Central America and fascist movements and reactionary regimes throughout the world, as well as South Africa's main trading partner. The Zionists militarily occupy the West Bank and Gaza and wage a constant war of aggression against the people of southern Lebanon. Without this reign of terror, Israel would not survive. The role Zionism plays in the U.S. is no different. In communities like Crown Heights, Zionist vigilantes have formed community patrols to support the police in terrorizing the black community. The same forces who raise support for Israel's war against the Palestinian people are in the vanguard of the attack against affirmative action and attack black and Puerto Rican freedom fighters as criminals and terrorists. The JDL, a fascist organization that is the parliamentary arm of the Zionist movement, works hand in hand with the Ku Klux Klan to build a violent white supremacist movement. The JDL and the Klan have co-sponsored demonstrations against the right of black people to a decent education and in support of warmongering against the Iranian people. On the Lower East Side, the JDL has plastered stickers calling on Jewish people to arm themselves against the black and Puerto Rican community. This is nothing but building a movement to fight the defense of imperialism and white supremacy. But the Palestinian people's war for liberation will defeat the Zionist state of Israel, and the black liberation struggle will defeat Zionism and all forms of white supremacy here in the U.S. through its own people's war for land and independence. The 30-year armed struggle of the Palestinian people for national liberation has won the support of people struggling for freedom all over the world because it is a just struggle for self-determination. Countries all over the world recognize the PLO as the sole legitimate representative of the national aspirations of the Palestinian people in the face of Carter, Begin, and Sadat's conspiracy to wipe out the Palestinian nation. In the face of the most violent aggression and genocide, oppressed nations will never stop struggling for land and independence. All white people are being challenged about whether we will fight to defend a dying imperialism or whether we will build an anti-imperialist movement that fights in solidarity with the national liberation struggles of third world peoples. Joining the fight against Zionism and all forms of white supremacy and in solidarity with Palestine is key to building a movement that will contribute to defeating U.S. imperialism. The Munkatta Library is an anti-imperialist lending library and community organizing center in Park Slope, Brooklyn. As white anti-imperialists, our program is to support the struggle of the Black nation for human rights, self-determination, independence, and land, and the liberation struggles of all third world people, and to fight white supremacy. We have worked for the past 2 years to build support for the National Black Human Rights Campaign, the Puerto Rican Independence Movement, and now Victorian freedom fighters of the Zimbabwe African National Union, and to organize to stop killer cops, to smash the KKK and all forms of white supremacy. In addition to this film series, we encourage you to visit the library and participate in other programs: the Anti-Genocide Action Committee, the Anti-White Supremacist Program for Teenagers, a class on the revolutionary struggle for women's liberation, and Spanish language lessons. This was all going on in the late 70s, which I had no idea that this much work was being done, because at that time I was 8 years old. So, I don't know what happened. We're going backwards. Anyway, solidarity, power to the people. Thanks for watching.